welcome back, guys. This is the Digi-Bros Podcast with Eric French, and I'm David Pearson. So yeah, Eric French is the up-and-coming photographer. He's coming out from Folsom, California, people. And I'm just your average Joe that enjoys photography and videography.
Just kind of doing it for fun and stuff, yeah. So you probably noticed, where's the second episode and why are we doing it now? Well, the past 2 weeks we've been busy. David was out for a little bit sick, just taking care of himself. And then I was on vacation into Oregon in an area called Sun River, which is kind of like, have you ever been to like Tahoe, California? It's like nice nature, your cabins, bunch of cabins in like a little block area, neighbors and everything.
And you got a river running kind of by there, right?
Yeah, I can dive into that spot though. There's some really cool spots. So in that area, normally when you go to like Tahoe or something, the big thing to do is like to go to the beach when it's hot in the summer. But while you're in Oregon, the big thing is to go on bike rides. So the place we were at, they had a bunch of bikes, and we also rented a few because some of them were like pop tires and whatever. Yeah. And so the day-to-day for me was pretty much wake up, have breakfast, watch the Olympics, which that was also like really enjoyable. Watching track, shot put, gymnastics, swimming, literally everything.
What was your favorite event?
Track.
Track.
And runners in specific. I always enjoyed, even when I'm in high school, because I did throwing, because I'm not really a runner at all. And my brother Matthew did all like the running events, so I'd always be watching him, and that led to me just enjoy watching it.
Gotcha.
And then enjoy that in the Olympics, and those were really competitive to watch. And even when we were up there, Matthew, because we were all in like one room, and he would wake up, like he set an alarm for like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, just to watch an event live on the app.
Those events were at crazy times with the
pretty much every morning I was woken up by an alarm for him to watch an event. So kind of lost a little bit of sleep, but it wasn't that bad. But
I was gonna say real quick, just tying in the Olympics, as you mentioned, with just some cinematography or videography stuff. In the track video, like if you were watching it live or highlights and stuff, one of the coolest shots I think was their side-by-side tracking shots.
Oh yeah.
Where for some of it would be like the photo finish or whatever, but like just when they're in mid-stride, going as fast as they can, and you just see them, the side angle, you could see a little bit of their face, but you could also just see like that movement of their body, and then you see the background moving fast too, and you're like, whoa, these people are going fast.
Because I think when you see like the bird's eye view angle, you think, they're not going that fast. And then you get that shot, I don't know what they're in, but it's kind of like a cart where they're going back and forth.
They're definitely like
and
on this little...
They're going on this thing like at the rate of the runners. I'm like, dang, they're fast. And they're like, the finishes are literally with like milliseconds difference. So it's pretty crazy. But back to the Oregon thing. So like my day-to-day, as I was saying, breakfast, watch the Olympics. We go on bike rides, and it was pretty much all scenery. So literally, if on Instagram I posted a bit, and I have a lot more to share, which is a bunch of nature shots. One of the days we went up to this waterfall. I'm blanking on the name of it, but I've been there like the past few years we would go. So you bike up to this area, and then you cross this bridge, and it's a dirt path, and it's just a big area where everyone, like, it was so packed. Just jam-packed here. Just a view of this waterfall stream. It was just super nice. Cool. Like, it was a little smoky out there, but that day was...
half of California.
Yeah, literally,
right
it's bad right now.
It's that time of year again. Like, remember last year? That was a solid like month stretch of just all smoke.
Generally just hoping it doesn't get that bad, because that went on for a while. That was like really September, October, and I think like a little November. But so this waterfall though, I had my tripod on me because I think last time I did some long exposures with the waterfall, because you get like that nice stream of the water and it looks all dreamy and stuff. But last summer I had the kit lens. We've talked about that before, the difference. But so this year, since I had the Sigma, I was able to get some really sharp shots. I took a lot of just long exposures of landscape angle and portrait angle.
And to be clear, this is the Sigma
85. Yeah, art lens, yeah.
Nice.
And so I was taking both portrait angled and landscape angled. Also, I took some portraits of, I think, my uncle. And I think I even gave my dad the camera just to take some photos of me, because I don't really get my photo taken a lot. And it was kind of funny overall, because I'd have the tripod set there, and I had it on the setting where it will go a timer for 3 seconds and take 3 different shots. And there's like a bunch of kids all piled up to the right of me. They're all just like washing and stuff. And they're like, Dad, look at that. And I was just kind of sitting there like, yep, that's me. But overall, the Oregon trip was a lot of fun. Also, this will kind of dive into one of our main topics. I pretty much was not on any social media. I really just needed the break
Nothing
from
wrong
it.
with that, brother.
Because if you follow me on anything, you know that I post a lot of TikToks. I share reels like a few times a week, and I'm sharing photos from recent shoots because I literally just am trying to get my name out there and stuff. So you can't really blame me for posting a lot. But and also the Explore page, I've been posting a lot on there, and I do a lot of the posts for the podcast as well. So it was nice to just have a big week off, even though I did kind of hop on there to post a few drafts just because I'd save. I didn't really have to do anything, tap posts and stuff. But also, I think I publicly shared this once on Instagram, but I did a photo shoot with my friend Elias, who I think we'll have on the show eventually before the trip, and he was wearing Slunks, which is like a short brand, and they had a collab with the Arizona drink. And I'd sent it to both companies, and the Arizona brand actually reached out to me, and they're like, hey, this is some really good work, can we have the full shoot? So then I sent them the link to it.
Eric's photos. Yeah. Let's go.
And they actually used it in like a post, I think last Friday from the time we're recording this. So it was really cool to see, and you see like people that I know are like, oh, this is really cool and stuff. So I was like, I've like a bit of like, I mean, I have worked with other brands, but that's like kind of a step into working with bigger brands. Yeah, it's like that's like the first step into working with bigger brands and stuff. And
then you can get like that recognition, and then from there it's networking too.
It really is.
That the brands will say good things, and they'll be like, hey, this kid Eric, like his stuff is pretty good. So
yeah, and that's the thing. And I actually this weekend I'm gonna be going out with Elias again and his girlfriend Mia. Shout out to them. And they're both be wearing stuff from different brands. So I'm going to try to do that same thing where I just reach out to brands. Here's some photos. You want to use this, just you feel free to use it. Tag me. If you want the whole shoot, here's a link. Things like that. Because one of my big things is I like working with brands and stuff. It's just a good feeling to see a big brand like that be like, wow, this is really good stuff. And I'm showing off their product. Then they can use it. Like I just gave them free work technically. And some brands will actually either pay or they'll give you like free stuff.
Right,
so
that they're merchandise for you to get in a shoot. So
and in the next I think next few weeks I don't think I can really announce it because I don't know what the brands would think, but I actually have like a few brands that I'll be doing some shoots for, and you'll see that all over my social media and stuff.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned
on Instagram, and I'll be posting behind the scenes and whatever on TikTok.
And just in case they don't know, Eric, what is your Instagram?
ERICSPHOTOZ, Eric's Photos. And that's also on YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube. We're trying to hit like 1K, even though we're only at like 100 something, but still trying to hit 1K. Also TikTok as well. And what's your stuff as well? Because you got some good stuff out there.
My regular Instagram is david.not.john. There's a story for that if you want to ask me. I guess I'll explain it. And then my Instagram for my drone photography and a little bit of videography stuff with the drone is air_Davy. So if you want, you could check that out. No worries if not. But yeah, just want to throw that out there.
So I think we should dive into the first topic.
Yes, sir.
Which is, I think, the pros and cons of social media. So I think I kind of wanted to break down the main ones like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll ask you first. What do you think are some pros of using Instagram as like a creator? And then we can talk about as like a consumer and stuff.
So as a creator, honestly, since I'm not currently creating a whole lot of stuff really at all, my input is not going to be as important as yours, especially because of how like fast I feel like Instagram moves in terms of what they want out of the app and like what they want the app to be, in terms of updates and all that stuff. But no, I think it's cool that a creator can do Instagram Reels, especially, and I feel like through the Instagram Reels you could get a lot of exposure.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously like hashtags is just money sometimes. But you gotta know kind of like what hashtags,
yeah, for sure,
kind of what's trending and all that stuff. And then if if a lot of your people follow a certain hashtag, then you could kind of market some of your content towards, those hashtags and whatnot. But yeah, I would say for Instagram, there's a lot of cool stuff for creators to kind of get out there. I also think it's easy for messaging.
Oh, yeah.
Like in terms of getting messages and sending messages, because I know on TikTok, you can't message unless you're both following each other.
Yeah.
Like in terms of direct messages, like people oftentimes will talk to each other through like the comments and stuff on TikTok, but in terms of like communication, like comparing Instagram to TikTok, I would say Instagram is better because you could much more easily communicate between content creators or brands and companies and such.
I think I wanted to talk about something first before I dive into what I think the pros are. Did you see the creator of Instagram said that they're no longer a photo app anymore and they're focusing on video?
I do remember hearing about that, which, I mean, times change. I feel like, though, overall, it's kind of just going to, fluctuate. Like, right now, they're going to be going into video stuff, but who knows, 5 years down the road or even 2 years down the road, they might be like, okay, we're going to go back to vintage Instagram, But I think that stuff might fluctuate, just like any trends do. Any good trends, at least. If it's a bad trend, then it just dies. Thank God.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, though, so when I found out that news and a lot of photographers and creators, whatever, talking about it, I put on my story, I'm like, okay, since Instagram is focusing on video, should I focus more on reels or photos? And I had kind of a mixed opinions in like the voting and stuff. And some people, a lot of people were saying just share photos, while other people were like, you should do more reels because that gets more engagement and stuff. And what's also kind of interesting is whenever I post reels, they do better than my actual photo posts. Like, it's weird because when I'll share a reel, an average one will do like 800 to 1,000 views and stuff. And it'll get like 80 likes, and it'll be by people that follow me, and also a good amount of people that don't follow me. Because the first, I think the
new audience.
Exactly. I think the first, I don't want to cut you off, but the first
good.
30 minutes, I think to an hour, they show it to new people before your feed really, and that's kind of what sets it off. But whereas on a photo post, it's mainly just here, it's showing it to your feed, not really. It'll show it to other people if they're actually looking and searching through the hashtags.
Right, exactly. And I would definitely agree with you where the strength of reels, like I was kind of saying earlier. But I think for photography and like you being a photographer, I would like you to do both. Only because it's cool to scroll, especially since I follow you already.
Yeah.
But it's cool to be like, oh, like look at this photo, Eric posted. And like it might have less interaction, with those photo posts. And reels, I guess people do like seeing like the videos and like kind of behind the scenes stuff. But there's just something cool about having that, having like an actual post, and it kind of, to me, you can kind of see your progress too, and you could like scroll, all the way down to some of those first ones you took, and then you could see, anything newer that you took, and comparing them, you could be like, wow, look at all this progress. So there's definitely pros and cons to just regular posts and then video.
So you probably noticed a cut right there, and you might have mid-conversation or whatever, but I apologize for some technical difficulties. So my computer has 2 hard drives. The SSD one, for some reason, is what was recording. I'm sorry, David.
No, it's good.
The SSD one was recording it, which should be the hard drive because that's where all my storage and stuff is. But I got that all sorted out, and we should be good. If anything else happens, well, you can make fun of me. Yeah, you can make fun of me. But so, quick little rundown of what we were just talking about. We were talking about pros and cons of Instagram. So pros being the connections, being able to message people, see their work instantly. Cons being the reach. Natural reach is hard. They're more focused on reels and video content rather than photos. But the pros of photos are being able to see your progress as you scroll down through your past posts and stuff. So now I wanted to talk about TikTok as a creator. Do you want me to talk about pros and cons first? Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're the one with the
I'm
just an average Joe, remember?
So I think there's a good amount of pros and only like a few cons, but So I think the pretty obvious pro is the reach. It's pretty easy to go viral on TikTok. I won't say super easy, but as long as easier, yeah. As long as you kind of follow a trend, because literally some of my most viral stuff is either using a popular audio or implementing a trend. Yeah. I'm doing my own spin of it with photography or whatever it is, but
doing the like appropriate hashtags that go along with that trend.
Yeah, exactly, because like what was the recent trend that we saw was like who got you smiling like that or whatever.
Yeah.
So which I did one with like my photo progression or whatever, and when you do something with a trend, just use hashtags, literally what you smiling like that for, something like that, literally just niched within the trend, and that will help your reach. It may go viral, it may not. Try to do a few different things within that and try to be creative. Don't copy someone else's idea. If it doesn't work, move on to the next trend. There's literally like new trends every other day. So, yeah, obviously, big pro is the organic reach. I think, and another pro is this is one that you kind of got to captivate on, which I'm kind of learning, is being able to branch people from your TikTok growth into other stuff like your YouTube, my clothing brand, Instagram. So that's another thing, is that you can link your YouTube and Instagram or like a website or whatever in your page. So that's a really nice thing of TikTok. Shout out to TikTok for that. I would say, I don't know what other pros are. I mean, it's mainly natural reach. I think a con actually is kind of the reaching out to people, because it is what you were saying earlier, which might have gotten cut off, sorry, but as was the whole reaching out to people would be through comments, because you can't really DM people unless you're, I think, both following each other, so that's a con for sure. One thing is,
but I mean, comments though is cool though to see interactions between like the companies and like people and stuff. But even then, it's not an efficient way to have like conversations and stuff.
I think another good pro, you can keep checking the computer as we're going just to make sure. A pro is when you find your niche, then you'll start to just get a consistent audience in each video, and you'll gain an audience as you continue to post. And the good thing about TikTok is you can literally post freaking like 4 or 5 times a day, and you're good. And compared to Instagram, if you're posting 4 or 5 times a day, people are like, dude, what are you doing? Slow down. Like, 'cause Instagram is not all like 5-second, 10-second clips. It's more of, when you do reels, it's either like a one clip thing that you edited together, or maybe a compilation of like photos or videos, whatever. TikTok, you can literally show behind the scenes of you making something, like doing a photo shoot, you editing something. You show a bit of your lifestyle, your day-to-day, literally you hanging out with people. So
I was gonna say, even like with making 4 or 5 like TikToks like in a day, you could do that opposed to like Instagram, where people would be like, well, that's kind of like doing too much, or like that's annoying. So you could do that on TikTok, because it's not like people are like, the posts are gonna be right after each other, because the For You is bogged down with so much stuff and so much different content, which kind of like making 4 or 5 videos in a day can kind of make up for that. So if one doesn't do too well, maybe the other 3 will, or maybe if 2 don't do well, maybe 2 might be able to still do well if you put out 4. So it's kind of just giving yourself a higher chance of just getting noticed, I guess, and getting those views, followers, whatever you kind of want. So
I think exactly, I was going to say that before, you actually brought up a good point,
Stow your thunder.
Anyways, but what you said though, because it's like the thing with the Instagram is your feed is going to be people you follow. TikTok, they have a section for people you follow, and it's not going to be like the latest stuff. It's literally just random stuff from people you follow.
Super old,
and your For You page will be a mixture of stuff they recommend, and like literally like a little bit of the stuff from the people you follow, because people I'll see their stuff here and there, or like if I really want to see like all their latest stuff, I'll have to go to their page and check it out, whereas Instagram, you'll see it right there. So another good thing about that kind of thing of TikTok is though, it's pretty much instant natural reach. When you post and it's on someone's For You page, it's not going to instantly, just like Instagram, show it to just your followers. It's going to show it to a whole new audience. So
even if it's like 10 new people, like that could still be something.
Yeah, and that could start like a little chain reaction of a viral video, whereas Instagram is pretty hard. You have to get that boost of either your audience kind of boosting it, like sharing it around, commenting, just engaging in it, or you got to get really lucky with your hashtags on Reels to get it going.
Yeah, and I feel like for TikTok, in some cases you can not like blow up a lot, but I mean even days after you could still get some like, you know, people commenting, you know, that are new to seeing the video, or you like, you know, a little bit more followers a few days after. But I feel like for Instagram, it's pretty much like whatever reel you put out is essentially kind of done after about a day. At least that's what it seems like. Like, because Instagram is moving quicker than TikTok.
Yeah, because they're trying to compete with them, so they're just constantly like showing you the new things. They have a section just for the reels itself, which is pretty much a knockoff of TikTok For You page. But I want to ask you, do you think there are some cons of TikTok, and what would that be?
Cons of TikTok?
Yeah, like as a creator, kind of using it.
I think a con could be not. I mean, once like a content creator gets in their groove, not being willing to branch out and like try new things. Because obviously, yes, do what works for you, but if you're only doing what works for you and you're not taking risks, that's I don't think that's super great. I think you always, if you want to progress and become better, you always have to take a little bit of risk. If you want to, get to that next level, whatever that next level for you is. So
I actually really agree with that, because I kind of fell into that probably like around this time a year ago, because like a little over a year, and like I think it was like June-ish, I had like a semi-viral video and I got like a few thousand followers from it, and I was still kind of posting the same kind of stuff. So then literally the next 3-4 months, I barely saw an increase in views and in followers and literally engagement. And then around, I think it was October, is, when I started doing those editing stuff. So I literally just took a shot in the dark, tried an edit. It did well. And from there, I was just like, okay, here's this edit, here's that. And then at the meantime, kind of showcasing my work as well, just to not just be like literally just oversaturated with all these edits. So I was also showing work from recent shoots and behind the scenes and like a little bit about me and stuff too, just to kind of like give people that were following variety and stuff.
Exactly. And then it's like, if you find something that works for you, great. Take a little bit of risk and do something totally new, but also you could just twist, do little twists on what's been working for you. And if that doesn't work, then okay, maybe go back, but still try something else that's a little bit different, just so you're not a super vanilla creator.
One thing with my edits, I noticed a lot of people were like, okay, you should, like, because I was showing edits and then I showed them like 3 or 4 different photos of different like scenarios or whatever, and a lot of people were like, you should just show before and afters of the edits. And I'm like, oh yeah, why didn't I think of that? So then once I showed before and after, showing this is what your edit will look like as long as you follow these settings and adjust to lighting and stuff. From that, people were like, okay, there we go. And I started doing that. And then, like, I think towards the beginning of this year, like, it was a bit of like a fall off of those edits. So then I started showing, you know what, the person watching this, they're most likely on an iPhone. Why not show some iPhone photography stuff? So, and I just got an iPhone 12, so I was able to mess with like the portrait mode f-stop. So I was like, I'll give them a bit of insight of how to take portraits and like even like capturing light trails. So I did videos like that. Real quick.
How do you like that the camera on the iPhone 12?
Oh, so we actually did a video on that of using it. You guys should check that on my YouTube, by the way. It was a good video. But so I think I had actually mentioned this to David, I think either in the video or off camera, but when you're set on a camera with a really good lens, especially for portraits, it kind of feels like a downgrade. No offense to anyone using a phone for photography, but when you're just used to like this high quality gear and you go down, so even though, don't get me wrong, the iPhone 12, it's good camera quality, but I feel like the f-stop itself was kind of lacking a bit. Like, it just didn't feel natural, like bokeh, and just like we talked about how the like
there's
on the iPhone,
that iPhone, like, oh yes, that is an iPhone 12 photo, and then like seeing something like from a Sony, you're like, yes,
you're like, well, that's a camera right there.
That's a digital camera right there. So obviously there is going to be that stuff. But yeah, I would also though say, out of phone photos, I was impressed. I didn't think it was going to be that good.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't want to cut you off there again.
No,
but
you're good. You're good. Keep going.
Yeah, so I do think the quality was definitely better than I had thought, because as I'm taking the photos, and also the other thing was it was a different focal range, because I'm used to 85 millimeters. This was probably 18, 20ish. So I was trying to get used to taking wide angle photos. So I was pretty skeptical while taking them. Overall, not like for someone that doesn't use their phone for photos and not used to that focal length. Yeah. Not that bad of photos. You can see them, they're on that video and stuff. But overall, I was impressed. And another thing I gotta say, in my recent video of my Oregon vlog, there's some video clips that I took on my phone, and the video quality, I gotta say, is really impressive. It's 4K at 60 frames. So I was taking video clips of my camera taking long exposures and then just the whole scenery.
That's cool.
And as I exported it, it was like looking really good, because my Sony a7 II only does 1080p, and some clips I thought were even sharper.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And like, yeah, it's like, make content with whatever you have, at the end of the day. And so it's like, if you already have an iPhone 12, why not make content on your iPhone 12? Or even if you have an earlier iPhone, I make, or at least have made, a lot of videos just on an iPhone, and like you're getting good practice overall. In general, for me, like the videos I would make on my phone and stuff. So yeah, just camera, phone, whatever. Just keep going.
Yeah, because before I even had my first camera, I would take photos on my iPhone when I was like getting into photography, and that like obviously quality wasn't amazing on like an iPhone. I think I had like an 8. Quality wasn't amazing, but I was able to learn how to frame a shot and like what was needed to make a shot look good and symmetrical and stuff. So with photo and video, you can easily learn on your phone. Even if you want to get into videography or photography, just start on your phone. You don't need to ball out on like a $3,000 camera and lens, because you never know if like for example, what if you buy that and you're like, oh, I don't really like this as much as I thought I did. So I think it's really good if you have the phone, try it out on there, just try everything, all different types of photo content and video content, see what you like, and then when you start thinking about investing into a camera and a lens and all that gear, think about what types of stuff you're going to do and find gear that's made for that type of genre.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to hop into the hate?
Oh, I think...
the haters.
Yeah, I think we can. So,
let's go!
This is David's favorite thing to talk about right here. So, I'm
not salty or petty at all.
So, when I started getting some viral TikToks like late 2020, David was the one that found most of the hate comments, and you'd let me know about it.
I would take screenshots and I'd be like, "Yo, this dude's kind of out of pocket."
Oh yeah.
He's being kind of rude, and then like after I pretty much as soon as I would send the screenshot to Eric of the hate comments and all that stuff and the haters, I would already be replying.
Yeah.
I would already be like, "Oh, you're really about to say that negative thing with your 10 followers? Okay, like, should I have done that? No, probably not."
You were looking out for me though.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is appreciated.
I gotta defend my homeboy. No, but it's frustrating.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah, because when I was doing all those edits, people were like, "Oh, like even recently, I showed you stuff, but people were like, 'You're not a photographer. What are you doing?' I'm like,
"Do you have your phone on you?" Here, I'll pull up your TikTok so we could.
You gotta scroll down a little bit to some I think like a few weeks ago there were some viral edits and stuff. As David does that, I'll talk about a little bit of those comments. So I did some of those edits where it's just a fun little edit for people to use on like their Instagram posts, whatever they want. And all I did was use a photo taken on an iPhone from like a behind the scenes of a shoot, because the person that's editing these photos on their iPhone is probably taking the photos on their iPhone. If not, they're using a camera and editing on a computer, not a phone, and using this like type of editing style. But
is it the Playboy Cardi photo look?
I think it was the scroll down. I think it was like Kanye West because I did one, and the people were just attacking me when it was just like, dude, I didn't the edit. It was like really a simple edit because it was just like a darker toned picture and like a little bit desaturated. Yeah, I've posted a lot of TikToks since then, but in the comments people were like, someone said like, oh, you gotta get put in the army, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, bro, this is just a little edit.
This one is actually funny though too because let's go. So the number of views that video got is 284.4 thousand views, and then Eric, you got 40.3 thousand.
So clearly people liked it. Exactly. They liked the edit, thought it was good.
There's a lot of like interaction to the post, and then 153 comments. Let's find some views.
So you can see some comments people were like. There were some people that are like, okay, this isn't that bad. Like, sure, this is cool. And then you had some that were just like.
So I mean, this isn't necessarily like a hater, but they're saying that's not the Kanye West look. It's just black and white plus some contrast.
But that's another thing. Then when people are like, how is this a Kanye look? How is this a Devin Booker look? Well, it's just I always have to explain like a million times. It's just a look of the photo that they shared online. Like it doesn't mean when you add these
you're gonna
look like Kanye West. You're gonna have the beard and go see. No, like it's just a photo. Pretty much a photo filter that you wouldn't get from the Instagram built-in stuff. This is just you go in there, you manually adjust the settings to look like it. So. Well, people are always just attacking for that. I thought it was kind of funny. There were like in that one, there's people like, yeah, you're not a photographer. It's like, well, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm trying to find some of the other ones. It's like.
But anyways, but someone was like, yeah, dude, you're not a photographer. He's like, don't ever pursue this. And it's like, oh, hold on, I got some water. Throat's dry. But. He's like, yeah, don't ever pursue photography. I'm like, well, too late, buddy. I mean, I got clients for it. Look at my Instagram. You can literally see the quality.
Guy. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, you're good.
Here's a guy.
Don't use any names or anything. You never know.
No, I'm adding him. I'm gonna add him. So his TikTok is Evans Bean Reviews. His account is private. I'll tell you how many followers he has in a second. But his comment is, this is that same video that we've been talking about. His comment is, as a guy who does photography for a living, this is so sad.
It's like...
I don't know. That's like, why be that negative and say this is sad? Like, obviously, and like, if you just take a look at Eric, this... It's like, dude, he's a kid. Like, he's starting out. Like, Eric hasn't been doing this forever.
Literally.
And Eric's not doing this for a living yet. Definitely
working on it.
Exactly,
it takes process.
It's like he's working on that stuff. But also, now let's go to his followers. Not that followers are everything.
Yeah.
But Mr. Evans Bean Reviews with your 42 followers.
And it's
Are you really doing stuff for a
He
living?
says he's saying he's a photographer and stuff. Where's his work? I find that a lot. People are like, "Oh, I'm a photographer." Okay, where's your work? Show me that you do this too. And like
exactly. So it's like,
and people are like that dude mentioned, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing photography." This does nothing. It's like this doesn't really have much to do with photography if you think about it. It's an edit. It's not me saying, here's how to take photos like, I don't know, like this creator, Peter McKinnon, here's how to take a photo like him, and it's like a terrible photo. No, it's just a simple little edit. It has nothing to do with my photography. Even on my Instagram, I don't even edit my photos like this. This is just for the people that request this stuff because my style is not like these edits. I just share these for the people that request them and enjoy these types of series.
And then, I don't think people understood this. They're like, that's literally a picture taken with a phone camera. It's like, yeah, because a lot of people, like we were just talking about, use whatever phone. They have. A lot of people, whatever they have is a phone. So of course, Eric's gonna want to try to reach out to people that use their phones to take pictures. Because guess what? A lot of Instagram is
pictures. Yeah, literally.
On phones.
It's in the name, Instagram. It's
so
a picture app.
People just are not.
People were not vibing with that.
They weren't vibing, and also I don't know. Are they that smart? What do you think? What do you think?
Because it's like, think about it. You think these people really took the time to look at my Instagram, see if I actually do photography? No, they saw the video, got salty about something, and they're like, gotta comment on it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly. Just, yeah.
I'm gonna try to find some more.
Okay, so in the meantime, I just want to share that, like, on TikTok, those editing styles, if you follow me on TikTok, those are just fun little edits from, like, celebrities and whatnot. Like, if these people actually saw my Instagram, saw my work, they'd be like, okay, he doesn't do this, like, he doesn't think this is actually, like, a photography thing. It's just literally, like, a little photo filter. Like, because my actual work, I wouldn't want to use those filters on my photos. I don't think it suits my style. I don't really like it. I literally just do this for the people that requested it. Like, this will probably happen eventually, but when there comes a time where everyone's just kind of like, don't really care for the edits, I move on from that content. Like, I've just been doing this for a while just because this is what works, and people just are constantly like, can you do this edit? Can you do this? You got any more?
Some of them,
remember,
some of these comments, guys, are so stupid that I'm like, I think I'm gonna, I think I will kill my brain cells if I say them out loud.
Yeah,
I
there's.
kid you not. Some of them.
Remember, I gotta bring up a situation. Remember the one where it was like an older guy, and he was like, "You're not even a photographer. You don't use a photo studio."
Yeah, and it was a guy like just grilling him.
Oh yeah,
dude.
You and him are going back and forth arguing.
Yeah, I commented in reply to the guy and was like, "Yo, chill, like, come on now." And because I'm pretty sure that guy wasn't like, he didn't have a big following or anything.
No, he had like one follower.
That's the thing. A lot of the people with like more followers and stuff, they're actually really encouraging, which is really cool to see them kind of take Eric under their wing. But yeah, and then I think you mentioned it a little bit ago too, but this one guy was like, yeah, I think it's time for you to pack up and join the military.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is that? Like, can't you just let my mans be happy?
Like, all I did was share a photo filter. Like, people take it so personal online. It's crazy.
They're like, wow, this kid posted an edit of a photo.
A tutorial.
Photo edit. Wow. He needs to join the military.
Like, it makes no sense how you can get that mad over a kid sharing a photo edit.
Seriously, but I think though, to wrap that all off, overall, if you have haters like that that don't make a whole lot of sense, then maybe maybe you're doing something right.
That's true.
And also, yes, ignore it. Ignore it.
Either ignore it, laugh it off, or I try to troll some of them too.
I can't ignore.
There's some times though where people will just comment something really stupid.
Oh yeah.
And I just I'll just laugh. Like, they'll say like, "Oh, this is trash," and I just reply with like a heart or something. I just like to just troll people that are like because they think they're gonna mess with me or get into my head, and I just laugh.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. This is straight trash. And then you.
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, you replied like, thanks, man, with like the
heart eye,
the heart emojis, with the blushing and stuff. Super funny, and also that's also a great way to handle haters like that, and because then ultimately, who's winning? Not them.
Yeah.
And overall, they're not winning anyways because they're not the ones that are actually gaining a following.
Because they're the ones sitting there hating on random kids' video and doing nothing with their time, just scrolling and hating.
If anything, like, if it's the same people commenting, it's like, well, then they might be like liking or following you.
If they keep coming back.
You, but even then, now you gotta that's one more follower.
I've actually had people like following me that just hate on my stuff. I'm like, why are you here? Like,
exactly.
If you don't like it, you can literally unfollow. I do not care. Like,
I don't think some haters will ever be understood. But if you're watching this and you're a hater,
hello.
I love you.
But one thing I do notice is that when I was doing a lot of those edits and getting hate, there were like other photographers that were like, they would even be like, this is cool and stuff. Keep doing your thing. Like, it's funny because people that were doing what I did, like, even if they're not sharing those types of edits, they're creating photo TikToks and stuff.
Yeah.
they supported it, they liked it. Like, they might not do that type of style like it, but they're like, hey, do your thing, it's working for you, do it.
And
so
even if they didn't think it was the best thing, like the best edit or whatever, then they would actually put in like proper input in terms of hey, like that's cool, but like maybe try this, or you could also try this, like that's worked for me. And it's like that stuff is cool because they're at least then giving you advice and feedback opposed to just straight up negativity.
Because on like my earlier stages of photography, I'd have people that have been doing it for a few years, and they're like, like, hey, just keep practicing it, keep working on this, just next time, try to focus on this area, try focusing on composing a shot, telling a story, whatever the case may be. So it's like the people that are actually doing what you're doing are the ones that are going to be like, hey, try, like they'll give you the advice, and they're not going to be like some random bozo that's just hating on your stuff. So I will say though, like in the earlier stages of viral TikToks at the time, I think you noticed this too, that like some of those comments would like annoy me, like because I wasn't used to like having a bunch of random hate and stuff. So
let's be honest though, a lot of those though
were just dumb.
I was more annoyed.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, my boy Eric French posted another,
viral video.
Let's go. And then I'll watch it. Then of course I'll scroll through some of the comments, and then when I see the negative,
you're just in there.
Like, how could you do this? How could you do this to my boy? But
I think the funny.
I'm learning. I'm chilling out. I'm not replying to those people. I actually like some of their posts or some of their comments because I'll like his comment, like his replies back to him. And yeah, I like replying, sarcastically too. That's always fun.
I think in our first few times hanging out together would be funny because I'm sitting there trying to get David to pose and stuff, and you're sitting there like, "Did you see that comment last night?" I'm like, "Yeah, David, I saw," and you're just like showing me what you're saying. And you guys going back and forth and stuff. So I thought that stuff was kind of funny. But I think another thing was like a big way to just. Like if you have that thing where you're just dealing with hate comments and just negativity and stuff, all you literally easiest thing to do, just ignore it. Like it may seem like it seems like it's simple, but some people are like they see it and they think about it, like they may close the app, put their phone away, and then that hate comment is just engraved in their mind, and they're like, how can I improve myself? And like reality, that person just wants to get into your head, and they're just kind of messing with you. And
that's true. Can't let them win, right?
Yeah, and like I think what's kind of funny with like social media hating and stuff, like 9 times out of 10, these people aren't gonna come up to you in real life and be like, "Yo, dude, you suck. Like your editing stuff, it sucks, dude." Like, yeah, literally.
You should join the military.
Yeah, that like grown dude just to be like, "Yeah, man, join the military."
People are real bold when it comes to the comments, but I think that kind of just shows their insecurities though too, because it's like, how insecure are you about yourself that you need to be that negative about someone else?
It's honestly true. Like, it's funny because whenever I'm out and about and someone sees me taking photos and stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, nice, cool, you're a photographer." Like, there's been people I met, and they're like, we're just talking about camera gear and types of photography that we do and things like that. So it's like, I haven't ran into someone that's gonna be like, they'll see my work and be like, "Dude, that's trash." They'll be like, "Hey, that's really good." Like, they'd be like positive stuff, even if they like deep down may not be like, "Oh, this is amazing." They're still like positive and things like that. Exactly. So, and an ultimate thing is, hey, at the end of the day, I'm getting clients. They like my work. Like, the best feeling is like, I'll do a photo shoot for someone, and as I'm taking the photos and showing them, they're like, "Oh, these are looking really good." I'm like, just wait, I gotta go home. Wait till you see the edits. Like, I gotta crop this, change the lighting on this, change the tones here. And when I send the final results, I've heard nothing but positive outcomes. Like, I literally have never been in a situation. Luckily, I don't know how. Like, I haven't. Not yet. Yeah, I haven't been in any situations where people are like, "Dude, like I don't like these photos. Like I don't like these edits or anything." Because I've never had to go back and be like, them being like, "Okay, let's do another shoot. I didn't like this one, or can you re-edit this and stuff?" So I've never had to revise or redo anything, which is always a great feeling. And
which, you know what that means, though.
I'm doing something right.
Yes, that's very true. But also, not trying to be a hater. Maybe you will get a reshoot, but don't take that as a bad thing. Take that as a teaching.
That's also true.
An opportunity of teaching, and learning, a life lesson per se, of like, all right, I, did this wrong, so I need to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And so don't let that bog you down either. Keep your head up, kid, that sort of thing.
But there's been one situation I've been in where the person, they loved the photos, by the way, but they actually didn't get enough of them because this was during the grad photo season. It was like beginning of May. I was taking photos of my brother Austin and one of his friends, and his friend had showed up a little bit late, so I was in the middle of doing Austin's photos, and sun is kind of setting, and I was getting good photos of him and stuff, and I also did realize I think I'd gotten more photos of my brother compared to his friend and stuff, and he also had paid for his shoot. So, and I was just at the end of it, I was like, hey, like I think I got some good photos. Like he was enjoying them as I was showing them, and he's also just like I sent it to him. He loved it. He's like, can we do more though? Because like I love these, but I just want more options because our time was so limited. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like he wasn't like, oh, this sucks or anything. He was just like, I want more. So in my head, I'm like, okay, good. And then we did more photos, and then from after that, he really enjoyed those as well. And he's like,
that's good.
He's like, we got to do this more often. Just get more photos. I'm like, yep.
Sure.
So that's always a good feeling too. I'd say another.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what were you gonna say first?
Oh, I was just gonna say, how are we doing on time? Is that are we?
Oh, we're pretty good. I think I have a few more things, quick little things.
No
so, I'd say I don't know if you would have anything to say about this, but I think I could. But what would you say are some good things to try to balance life as a creator, like dealing with social life, family, and also balancing that while trying to take the time to create content and do stuff, because that's something I like to.
I'll do it. I'll say something real quick.
Yeah.
Only because I am not like consistently making content or
Mm-hmm.
anything. Do I have some content? Yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of balancing it, kind of just like if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
And, if that means I need to, take a long time to kind of step back and just evaluate stuff and, like,
Mm-hmm.
why am I not enjoying it? Or,
yeah.
Would I enjoy something else, that much more than what I'm currently doing? Just like, take the time to step
Mm-hmm.
back and evaluate what's going on. But also in terms of balancing, family first.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb.
Family.
No, but definitely, dude. Like family's important. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I don't want to put anything else before my family and
Mm-hmm.
my friends. So my general rule of thumb is if it's gonna get in the way of family stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll probably back out of that. But otherwise, go for it. Especially if your family and friends are involved
Mm-hmm.
in your content
Yeah.
creating, that which is just really cool to see you
Mm-hmm.
do that photo
Mm-hmm.
shoots and stuff with your
brothers and yeah,
because
Mm-hmm.
just that's a cool bonding opportunity. But now I'll let you talk
Yeah.
because this is your
So
segment.
I think a big thing of balancing life and creating content, especially when you're trying to be really consistent and grow on your presence and stuff, is you don't want to like burn out, because I know I've experienced that multiple times within the past year and a half of creating, because I would go on those sprees of just every single day posting multiple TikToks, trying to get a Instagram photo out. Like there was a period, like if you go on my Instagram, I have like over 400 posts, because there was a period from when I started to like late 2020 where I felt like I needed to share photos every single day. And like I just even though it's just an Instagram post, you're just like finding photos to share and write about and whatever, it still took like it was like kind of draining. And especially the TikToks, because I was trying to come up with new ideas, and there was periods where I would like try to do a lot of photo shoots just for like the Instagram content and the TikTok content rather than the actual enjoyment. So one thing I've been trying to do more recently is kind of take a step back and do it more for enjoyment, because
Have fun with it.
literally, because also, obviously as I'm trying to make it as like a full-time thing, you still got to enjoy it, because when you try to turn a passion into a job so quickly like that, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to be like, why am I doing this? So yeah,
overnight, right?
literally, that's like,
Take time
that's
for
one
that.
big thing I've been trying to work on. So like, that's why in July, I think I did like 1 or 2 shoots. It was like the day before July with my brother, my dad, and with you with the brand.
Yeah, yep.
And then, actually, no, then a third one at the end of the month because I just was literally like, I needed a break from this. I don't really have ideas as to what I wanted to do.
Go and
go
and have some fun, you know? So it's like, it's nothing's wrong with taking breaks.
Exactly. Even though, obviously, photography is a lot of fun for me making content. It is fun, don't get me wrong, but you can't overdo it. And, like, so... And with that, with July, also, there was just some personal things I had to take care of, so it was also good to, like, obviously stuff wasn't good that happened, but it was good to also kind of just detox from constantly trying to be going out and about,
step back,
hitting up people, hey, let's do this, let's do that for photos and videos and whatever. So it was good to kind of have a few weeks of break, and then on vacation as well, not having to worry about posting, but I was also taking photos. But I think I did really enjoy it on vacation, not having to worry about posting the stuff that I was taking. I was just more of going out for pure enjoyment with my family and relatives and stuff, taking photos of them, taking photos of the scenery, because I was like, you know, eventually when I get back, I'll have the time to sit down, edit these, make a video out of this, and then slowly share it online. I don't have to constantly be like, right when I get home, edit everything, share it online, and move on to the next thing. It's like, slow it down a little bit. So that was a big thing for me. And I think also another thing, trying to balance life with being a creator is definitely spend time with your people, as you're saying, family, friends, like, you know, because when you...
Dom would be proud of you.
Yeah, he would. But when you get caught up in that, like, constant, like, cycle of every day trying to create content, edit content, whatever, you literally will forget about things in your life, like taking care of, like, yourself, stuff. Literally, like, taking care of your physical health, mental health, people in your life. So that was another thing. Like, I've been set on a routine where I would wake up, do summer school stuff, do a quick workout, and then literally just go back into, okay, what can I try to do? Can I take photos of this? Can I edit this? So I was constantly in that cycle of literally just trying to make some content literally, like, every day. So that was, like, the past, like, few months, that was definitely burning me out. So vacation kind of made me realize, okay, let's slow it down. When you come back, you're not going to be posting on TikTok 3 times a day, every day. Like, you know, sure, it's good for growth. Well, I've posted like 2,000 TikToks. So it's like, I don't really need to be going crazy like that right now. It's like
also, because then that gives you, you know, time to let those creative juices
exactly
flow, you know? So you can maybe come up with, you know, some crazy, you know, different ideas, or you know, just give your brain time to relax and not overthink everything, you know. So
yeah. And, like, another thing, I think, I'll be honest, I was cheating myself on my workouts before, and my brother would mention that too. But, like, so I would literally, like, I'd do my workouts, but I'd be so, like, set on, like, a routine that I try to get stuff done quickly. Like, I'm, like, eating breakfast quickly, right after breakfast, go work out, come back here, try to edit this, post it by this time, post by that time, work on this. So it was just, it definitely was not, it was not a healthy thing to be doing. I was really overdoing
it's
it.
Though, that you noticed that, though, and that you're like, all right, like, I gotta step it up and do better for myself.
So,
you know?
Yeah, that's just definitely something I was really just trying to work on. It's still something to work on, but now we're putting more effort into health, like workouts and eating better and things like that, and, you know, spending more time with people, because, you know, people are going away for the fall semester and stuff, so it's like hanging out with friends and stuff, and it's like, yeah, obviously, although I want to be a full-time photographer, creator, whatever, like, it's not, like what you're saying, it's not gonna happen overnight. Exactly. So, like, you don't have to be going, like, 200 miles. Yeah, literally, you don't have to be going, like, 1,000 miles
per hour, right?
Whatever, you don't have to be going that fast 24/7. Like, it's good, just go at, like, a steady rate. Don't overwork yourself, because when you overwork yourself, you get to the point where you're like, why am I doing this? Like,
and you're just exhausted,
and
you can't do anything.
I think that kind of, do you have anything else to kind of cover in this?
Yeah, and it's actually for you. My man dropped his last summer merchandise.
Check that out. Oh, yes, sir.
For
Explore, we have merch. This hat was in the last drop, just the little summer hat. And there was also a yellow version of the Exploring Summertime hat, which had the design right here, and also on the bigger version on the back, so check those out. So that'll be going for the next, like, month or so, and then we'll dive into fall stuff, so I'm excited to share that.
I got to see earlier. Those are going to be sick. I hope you guys are excited too. I'm definitely going to grab a shirt.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that. You'll probably end up modeling for it, so you'll probably see David's face all over that. But If you tuned in all the way to the end of this, thank you for listening.
Yes. Thank you. We love you.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Especially you haters. Yeah. I love you. No.
Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on whatever, Spotify, Apple, whatever you do on that. I don't really.
Yeah. All whatever social medias. And if you're following our Digi-Bros Podcast Instagram, feel free to message us questions.
Oh, yeah, anything.
Comments. You know, anything. We love responding. We try to respond quickly.
Yeah.
But if we don't, please don't spam us. But you know, don't be afraid to send double
a little reminder. Yeah, and then if you are a creator, if you want to be on a guest on the podcast, shoot us a message and what you would bring to the table as what you would want to talk about and stuff, and we'll be interested in hearing from you. So, see you guys later.
Thank you.